Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to Ottoman's Life. My name is Ali. In our city, we have this amazing entrepreneur. Her name is Jasmine. She already owns a shisha lounge in the city and a clothes store. And her latest business venture is a luxurious health spa. That's the latest mock that we've done. Let's get into it.
तेरे दर पर सनम चले आए, तू ना आया तो हम चले आए। तेरे दर पर सनम चले आए, तू ना आया तो हम चले आए।
So from the previous video where I showed the ground floor that was completed, not much has changed from that ground floor, only a little bit in the interior, which we'll get into in a moment's time. But I try to keep the same kind of texture that we had from the ground floor, and just repeated it up towards the height of the building. Especially these gold pieces. I really like these gold pieces. We kind of raided our spare parts collection for any gold pieces we can find, and in the original set. And I think it goes really well with the teal and the white together. It gives a really nice striking image as much as possible. This central part was actually from another Raya set that we managed to get. It was part of the dragon, the actual dragon itself, but that came in quite handy as well, utilizing those parts there. Now I know stickers aren't the best, but I do love the stickers on the minarets. I think they look really cool, but you do what you have. The dome part was actually the most challenging to make here, to get it at the right height and the right position so it doesn't look too low or too off center. So one of the things that we had to try and do is build a platform for it to rest on, and it worked out quite well actually. We used some spare parts by collection, those arch pieces that give it that kind of nice little palace luxurious vibe, but once we got that platform kind of set up and kept it quite sturdy, it ended up looking quite nice as well. I'm not sure about the stud pieces, but you know, maybe we can add some finishing touches to it later. But before we get into the interiors, I want to show the back, because for me the back is probably one of my favorite parts of this build, and I'm always wanting to try and to make the back of the buildings more interesting, shall we say, because people usually forget about them. So I try to add some more texture to the actual building, but the feature piece is this kind of alleyway with a graffiti wall on it, and also it made me utilize these wonderful printed parts from Eclipse GraphX as well. And then with the foliage, I wanted to create, just so it didn't look too harsh, a lot of leaves around it, so it has that kind of natural vibe as well. And I think one of you guys in the comments suggested that, so thanks for that suggestion. I think it worked quite well. And you know, I wanted to keep it a little bit more colourful and have some pink tiles, hot pink tiles in there, just to you know, just to enhance it and give it a little bit of a bright spark to it as well. But I think it worked really well, and you know, it's a great place. There's some seats in there that you can chill, to put some minifigures in there, so it looks like it's a nice place to relax in. I'm not too happy with the blue window pieces there. Maybe I can add some more texture there. We'll see how it goes. But overall, you know, I try to do as much as I can at the back to give it a little bit more, I don't know, more texture, more excitement as well, because you might be seeing that from a human point of view when it's in the city itself. So let's have a look inside. It's all modular, so taking off one of the levels, and this was the upper floor. The minarets themselves can be easily taken off. They're quite sturdy, but at least you can easily detach them and attach them back in, and just to get them out the way, you know, if you want to put your hands in there and play around inside. I mean, for me, the key thing is to keep the playability and to be able to place minifigures in there quite easily. Not much has changed interior, apart from adding some taps to give the flow of water. So the water is coming from somewhere in this spa, and a couple of nice little shell pieces with crystals in there as well. But other than that, it's pretty much the same. I've kept the same feature of removing that wall, so we can fit our human hands in there and play with it. And I keep trying to do that now in my new builds, because I think it's so important to be able to go in and play, and also be able to take shots and photos as well without a wall sticking in the way. Put a little chest in there with some crystals, soap, whatever spa equipment they have, but I think that looks really nice now. The one thing that is missing is probably a little staircase to be able to get up to the second floor. I'm still trying to figure out how we can do that, but it's not the end of the world. We can use our imagination a little to imagine we can get up to the second floor. So on the second floor, the roof, as you've seen, it just comes off quite easily, really quite nicely. And on this floor, I really want to create kind of a lounge area. So you've had your spa, now when you can come up here, you can come and relax in the lounge, you can have something to eat, you can have some tea, you can sit on the sofa, you can open up the balcony and look out the view and just relax. So that was really fun to build, and the challenge here was it's still quite a narrow space to be able to do that, but I utilize a lot of the interiors and a lot of the same stuff from the Raya original set as well. And again, the same feature I tried to do was to create and to keep the removable wall quite easily, he says. But yeah, it comes off very easily. And again, it's just that playability feature to be able to put in our human hands, so we can place minifigures and take some photos and enjoy the lounge to its fullest. My hands might be a little bit too big, but not for my sons or my niece, and I can't wait for them to play with it together, because I think it's going to be so much fun for them to play with this set. It is so colourful and just like what they love to play with. So putting it all back together, I tell you, there's something so satisfying of creating a modular building, especially when you're in design, and putting the floors back into place and having that kind of finished building completed is such a great feeling. This building was actually the last building for the culture of the neighborhood of culture in our Lego city. And it's going to fit in really perfectly next to one of the Ninjago kind of Japanese temples that I've created as well. And the idea is for this one to actually sit directly behind the spring lantern garden set. And that's why I created that kind of alleyway, just to give a little bit more breathing space, so you can see it's not too much of a clash against that garden. So once it's in the city now, as you can see now, that kind of neighborhood is really now kind of complete. I wanted to kind of go through geographical areas. You've got the kind of Persian, Indian kind of vibe going to China and seeing the spring lanterns. You've got the Japanese side as well, and then moving towards more Middle East, with the mosque, and then the medieval kind of Western typical structure of a church and a cathedral kind of aesthetic. So I wanted to keep all of that together into this single neighborhood. Jasmine, man, she's a great entrepreneur. She knows exactly where to fit her business in the city. I'm sure it's going to be a huge success. So I hope that's inspired you to be able to utilize some of your sets and to create a different kind of building for your city. Let me know what you think in your comments, and I hope you enjoyed that. Until next time, I'll catch you later. Take care of yourself. Stay blessed, stay healthy. Peace and love.